You're very aware of what's happening up on Capitol Hill, in the trenches, advocating for small business. Are there other indicators that you're taking note of that would be worth mentioning here?
Well, there's two initiatives. Certainly the permitting that we've been talking about with the administration accelerating it is compete with the fact that China built 500 gigawatts of power last year. 100 of it was solar, so that's useless for AI, but the 400 of it was all coal burning plants, and they don't have a permitting issue. The big guy there just says, build it here, and it happens. We have permitting, but we have federal and we have state. So I think what the initiative is get the federal thing worked out so it's accelerated to let states accelerate their own and attract capital. So there's a big competition going on. Many states have new programs where they can accelerate. Like West Virginia is a good example of that. North Dakota and others have said, look, I mean, we're going to take on this initiative and make it easy for capital to build around power. And the other thing that Trump did, and I'm going to the White House, I'm not sure it's the White House, but there's a dinner on Wednesday with Bassett and a bunch of people around this $1,000 account for every child born after Jan 1. It's an interesting idea because one of the challenges we have is people don't save enough during their lifetimes for retirement. They're not doing financial planning. And this kind of is interesting because if you have a child and the government or somebody gives you $1,000, you just stick it in the S&P 500, you put it in an index, and you just leave it there for their lifetime. They're coming out with, they're making 10% compounded a year most years. And if you're, maybe your company can also throw in $500 as an incentive to stay with the firm. There's all kinds of it. That's a really interesting idea, savings account. So those are the two things I'm involved in this week. I'm going to go to Washington on Wednesday, testify around that idea and the merits of it, and I'm good on it. And then, of course, everybody talks about power all the time, Bassett being one of it. So it's probably going to be, Mr. Wonderful goes to Washington again.